wasn't long before my bunny zoomed out of his cage with a carrot in his mouth.
Very nice. What was the example of onomatopoeia in that sentence?
Zoomed?
Yes. Very, very good. I love it. And I bet you he does zoom. Yes. Bunnies are fast. Helen.
It wasn't short before a nice rainbow Oreo splashed down with a goldfish in its beak.
Nice. Very nice. And what was your example of onomatopoeia?
Splash.
Very nice. Grayson.
It wasn't long before a great T-Rex stomped down the hill with a car in its mouth.
Whoa. And what was the example of your onomatopoeia? Very nice. I am glad we don't have T-Rexes anymore.
Aw, but they're cool.
Yeah, until they're attacking your car, then they're not so cool. Olivia.
It wasn't long before a great purple tiger roared to call its family with the meat.
Oh, a purple tiger. Love it. That is awesome. And what was your example of onomatopoeia?
Lord?
Very nice. Luke.
It wasn't short before a weird red toad zoomed down with an octopus on its head.
Oh my.
Weird red toad?
Oh, must have been a large red toad. And what was your example of onomatopoeia?
Zoom?
Very good. I'm just going boy, girl, so.
But it wasn't long after a large, feathery bald eagle zipped down with the whale shark in its beak.
Hold on, what was, okay, say that again. What was it that has a whale shark in its beak?
A bald eagle.
It must have been a giant, prehistoric bald eagle. And what was your onomatopoeia?
Zipped.
Very nice. Jeremiah.
It wasn't long before a great cheetah banged its head on a tree.
Oh my.
Owie.
Ouch.
Not like to get cheetah.
What was your onomatopoeia, Jeremiah?
Bang.
Toby.
It wasn't long until we heard a sound at the front door of the school.
Before you say that again.
It wasn't long until we heard a slam at the front door of the school.
All right. So what was your onomatopoeia?
Slam.
Hmm? Jonathan.
What, is Blobby here again?
Yeah. Let's hope not. Bobby has done enough mischief for the year.
Too much.
Too much. That's right.
It wasn't short before a big green fish splashed fast with a troll dancing in its mouth.
Is there onomatopoeia?
Yeah.
What was it?
Splashed.
Okay, why don't you read it again? Say it louder and try to.
It wasn't short before a big green fish splashed fast with a troll dancing in its mouth.
Very good. All right. Emma. Make sure you talk loud and proud so everyone can hear you.
It was about 2 hours ago when I saw a great orange hummingbird flapping fast through the flower bed.
Nice. A large hummingbird, because hummingbirds are usually extremely small. Has anyone seen a hummingbird yet? Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I I see I have food out and I have not seen one, but then it could be at my house during the day and I just wouldn't see it. Well, that's good. So hummingbirds are back. Yes, I need a boy. Christian.
It wasn't long before the cloud said moo and woke me up.
Yep. Oh, very nice. Where's your onomatopoeia?
Moo.
Very nice. Ella. Oh, I'll take that, Judy. Thank you.
It didn't take a long time before a pretty and fast blue jay zipped down to the river.
Very nice. And what was your onomatopoeia?
Zip.
Very nice. Gabe.
It wasn't long before Chris zoomed off to sleep, and I went in his room, and he was sobbing all over his pillow.
Well, alrighty then. Oh my goodness. All right, say it again louder.
It wasn't long before Chris zoomed off to sleep, and I went in his room, and he was sobbing all over his pillow.
Oh, Christian. All right, Gabe, what was your what was your onomatopoeia? Yeah, very good. Winsheen. Christian, you don't slobber when you sleep, do you? I guess that's a question we can't really or answer because we are asleep. Maybe you do.
I do.
All right, let's be polite and listen to Winsheen.
It wasn't long before my cat zoomed down the hall to catch the mouse.
Oh, nice. And what was your onomatopoeia?
Zoom.
Very nice. Does your cat like to mouse? Does he catch mice?
She doesn't like to catch mice, but doesn't really.
Yes. Oh my.
Well, we haven't.
You have any mice? That's a good thing. Trust me. All right, Jack.
It wasn't long until Mia zoomed on Axel's tail.
Oh yeah, that's what we have to look forward to when we get home. She's back. Sounds like she's in no pain. All right, McKenna. What was your onomatopoeia, Jack? That's been used a lot today, which I find interesting. Because you all did not talk about it, but you used it a lot. Go ahead.
It wasn't long before a red robin zoomed away with a worm in its mouth.
And what is your example of onomatopoeia? Zoomed. Raise your hand. I'm just curious. If you use the onomatopoeia zoom or zoomed? No, a lot of you. Interesting. All right. I'm just curious. Very nice. Does anyone else want to share? All right. I don't know if I'll finish it. There are no pictures in it, so you just have to sit and listen and relax. It is called Escape from Mr. Limoncello's Library. It's a magical library. There's a movie to this too?
I know I've watched one.
I think there's a series. I think there's more than one. Yeah, there is. There's actually quite a few. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
Whoa.
All right, so there are no pictures, so you're just going to quietly, you can relax. Now you can draw, you could do something quiet while I'm reading if you want, but just pay attention. But I don't have a problem with you doodling. I like to doodle when I'm listening to things. So if that would be relaxing, I am fine with that. All right, I didn't mean you all get up now. Okay, please hurry. I'll start reading. All right, chapter 1, and there's no titles to the chapter. This is how Kyle Keeley got grounded for a week. What does that mean, grounded? I'm sure none of you have been grounded. Hands raised. What does it mean to be grounded? Grayson.
Like, you're like in your room for a while.
Yeah, you can't do anything. You come home from school or whatever, and you just have to go to your room and just not do anything. No TV, no anything. It's a form of punishment for bad behavior. All right, we are not talking anymore. First, he took a shortcut through his mother's favorite rose bush. Yes, the thorns hurt, but having crashed through the brambles and trampled a few petunias, he had a 5-second jump on his older brother Mike. Both Kyle and his big brother knew exactly where to find what they needed to win the game inside the house. Kyle had already found the pine cone to complete his outdoors round, and he was pretty sure Mike had snagged his yellow flower. Hey, it was June. Dandelions were everywhere. Give it up, Kyle, shouted Mike as the brothers dashed up the driveway. You don't stand a chance. Oh, Mike zoomed past Kyle and headed for the front door, wiping out Kyle's temporary lead. Of course he did. 17-year-old Mike Healy was a total jock. What does that mean? A total jock. What is a jock? That means an athlete. A really good athlete. A high school superstar. Football, basketball, baseball. If it had a ball, Mike Healy was good at it. Kyle, who was 12, wasn't the star of anything. Kyle's other brother, Curtis, who was 15, was still trapped over in the neighborhood's yard dealing with their dog. Curtis was the smartest Healy, but for his outdoors round, he had pulled the always unfortunate your neighborhood's dog toy card. Any dog card was basically the same as a lose a turn. You must be playing some kind of game. Scavenger hunt. I love scavenger hunts. As for why the three Keeley brothers were running around their neighborhood on a Sunday afternoon like crazed lunatics, grabbing all sorts of wacky stuff, well, it was their mother's fault. She was the one who had suggested, if you boys are bored, play a board game. So Kyle had gone into the basement and dug up one of his all-time favorites, Mr. Lemoncello's outdoor scavenger hunt. Well, that sounds fun. It had been a huge hit for Mr. Lemoncello, the master game maker. Kyle and his brothers had played it so much when they were younger. Mrs. Keeley wrote to Mr. Lemoncello's company for a refresher pack of clue cards. The new cards listed all sorts of different bizarre stuff you needed to find, like an adult's droopy underpants, one dirty dish, a rotten banana peel. Ooh, you would have had that today. At the end of the game, the losers had to put everything back exactly where the item had been found. It was an official rule printed inside the top of the box. It made winning the game that much more important. While Curtis was stranded next door trying to talk the neighborhood's Doberman Twinkie out of his favorite tug toy, Kyle and Mark were both searching for the same two items. Because for the final round, all the players were given the same riddle card. That day's riddle, even though it was a card Kyle had never seen before, had been extra easy. Find two coins from 1982 that add up to 30 cents. And one of them cannot be a nickel. Duh. The answer was a quarter and a nickel because the riddle said only one of them couldn't be a nickel. So to win, Kyle had to find a 1982 quarter and a 1982 nickel. I don't think that would be very easy. Also easy, their dad kept an apple cider jug filled with loose change down in the basement workshop. That's why Kyle and Mike were racing to get there first. Mike bolted through the front door. Kyle grinned. He loved playing games against his big brothers. As the youngest, it was just about the only chance he ever got to beat them fair and square. Board games leveled the playing field. You needed a good roll of dice, a lucky draw of the cards, and some smarts. But if things went your way and you gave it your all, anyone could win. Especially today, since Mike had blown his lead by choosing the standard route down to the basement. He'd go through the front door, tear to the back of the house, bound down the steps, and then run into their dad's workshop. Kyle, on the other hand, would take a shortcut. He hopped over a couple of boxy shrubs, kicked open the low to the ground casement window. He heard something crackle when his tennis shoe hit the window pane, but he couldn't worry about it. He had to beat his brother. He crawled through the narrow opening, dropped to the floor, and scrambled over to the workbench where he found the jug. Dumped out the coins and started sifting through the sea of pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. Score! Kyle quickly uncovered a 1982 nickel. He tucked it into his shirt pocket and sent pennies, nickels, and dimes skidding across the floor. Oh boy, that's going to be a fun mess to clean up. As he concentrated on quarters, 2010, 2003, 1986. Come on, he muttered. The workshop door swung open. What the? Mike was surprised to see that Kyle had beaten him to the coin jar. Mike fell to his knees and started searching for his own coins, just as Kyle shouted, "Got it!" and plunked a 1982 quarter out of the pile. "What about the nickel?" demanded Mike. Kyle pulled it out of his shirt pocket. "You went through the window?" said a voice from outside. It was Curtis, kneeling in the flower beds. "Yeah," said Kyle. "I was going to do that. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line." "I can't believe you won," moaned Mike, who wasn't used to losing anything. "Well," said Kyle, standing up and strutting a little, "believe it, brother, because now you two losers have to put all the junk back." "I am not taking this back to Twinkie," said Curtis. He held up a very slimy, knotted rope. "Oh, yes you are," said Kyle, "because you lost." "Oh, sure, you thought about using the window." Kyle, mumbled Curtis, "you might want to be quiet." "What? Come on, Curtis, don't be such a sore loser. Just because I was the one who took the shortcut and kicked open the window and you did this, Kyle?" A new face appeared in the window. Their dad's. Uh-oh. "Ha ha ha," chuckled Mike behind Kyle. "You broke the glass?" Uh-oh. Their father sounded mad. "Well, guess who's going to pay to have this window replaced?" That's why Kyle Keeley had 50 cents deducted from his allowance for the rest of the year and got grounded for a week. Whoops. Okay, is it hot in here or is it just me? It's like stifling.
I'm cold.
Do you want to open it a little bit more, please? We need a fan in here. And this is not cutting it. I know, I got a fan too, but we need like a fan up there. All right, halfway across town, Dr. Yaina Zinchenko, the world's famous librarian, was walking briskly through the cavernous building that was only days from its gala or grand opening. Alexandriasville New Public Library had been under construction for 5 years. All work had been done with the utmost secrecy under the tightest possible security. One crew did the exterior renovations on what had once been the small Ohio city's most magnificent building, the Gold Leaf Bank. Other crews, carpenters, masons, electricians, and plumbers worked on the interior. No single construction crew stayed on the job longer than 6 weeks. No crew knew what any of the other crews had done or would be doing. And when all those crews were finished, several super secret covert crews, highly paid workers who would deny ever having been near the library, Alexandriaville, or the state of Ohio, stealthily applied the final touches. Dr. Zinchenko had supervised the construction project for her employer, a very eccentric, some would say loony billionaire. Only she knew all the marvels and wonders the incredible new library would hold and hide within its walls. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Dr. Zinchenko was a tall woman with blazing red hair. Huh, what does that sound like? She wore an expensive, custom-tailored business suit, jazzy high-heeled shoes, a Bluetooth earpiece, and glasses with thick red frames. Heels clicking on the marble floor, fingers tapping on the glass of her very advanced tablet computer, Dr. Zinchenko strode past the control center's red door, under the arch and into the breathtakingly large circular reading room beneath the library's 3-story tall rotunda. Yeah. The bank building, which provided the shell for the new library, had been built in 1931 with towering Corinthian columns. Does anybody know what a Corinthian column is? Very fancy. So do you know, on the white, or on the Capitol, for instance, the big white pillars on the outside that are tall and they're circular. Very fancy. That's a Corinthian column. They're fancy. All right, where was I? Lots of fancy trim and a mammoth shining gold dome. The building looked like it belonged next door to the triumphant memorials in Washington, D.C., not on the small Ohio's town's quaint streets. Dr. Zinchenko paused to stare up at the library's most stunning visual effect, the Wonder Dome. 10 wedge-shaped high-definition video screens as brilliant as those in Times Square lined the underbelly of the dome like so many orange slices. Each screen could operate independently or as part of a spectacular whole. The Wonder Dome could become the constellations of the night sky, a fly through the clouds that made viewers below sense that the whole building is somehow lifted off the ground, or in Dewey Decimal Mode, 10 sections depicting vibrant and constantly changing images associated with each category in the library cataloging system. Wow, this sounds pretty fancy library. I have final numbers for the 4th sector of the Wonder Dome in Dewey mode, Dr. Zinchenko said into her Bluetooth earpiece. 364.1092. She carefully enunciated each word to make certain the video artist knew what specific numbers should occasionally drift across the fourth wedge. Dr. Zinchenko studied the holographic statues projecting into black crate lines, recesses cut into massive stone piers. Why are Shakespeare and Dickens still here? They're not on the list for opening night. Sorry, replied the library's director of holographic imagery, who also on the conference call, I'll fix it. Thank you. All right, this is all. So, chapter 3. Of course, even though he was grounded, Kyle Keeley still had to go to school. Mike, Curtis, Kyle, time to wake up, his mother called down from the kitchen. Kyle plopped his feet on the floor, rubbed his eyes, and sleepily looked around the room. The computer handed down from his brother, Curtis, was sitting on the desk that used to belong to his other brother, Mike. The rug on the floor with his Cincinnati Reds logo also had been Mike's when he was 12 years old. The books lined up in its bookcases that had been lined up on Mike and Curtis's shelves, except for the ones Kyle got each year for Christmas from his grandmother. He still hadn't read last year's edition. Kyle wasn't big on books. Okay, I am dying. I think we are going to go outside later.
Yay.
Unless they were the instructions. instruction manual or hint guide to a video game. Well, that sounds familiar. He had a Sony PlayStation set up on the family room. It wasn't high definition Blu-ray PS3. It was the one Santa had brought Mike maybe 4 years earlier. Mike kept the brand new Blu-ray model locked up in his bedroom. But still, clunker that it was, the 4-year-old gaming console in the family room worked, except this week. Well, it worked, but Kyle's dad had taken away his TV and computer privileges. So unless he just wanted to hear the hard drive hum, there was really no point in firing up the PlayStation until next Sunday, when his sentence ended. When you're grounded in this house, his father had said, you're grounded. If Kyle needed a computer for homework during this last week of school, he could use his mom's, the one in the kitchen. His mom had no games on her computer. Okay, she had Diner Dash, but that really didn't count. Being grounded in the Keeley household meant you couldn't do anything except, as his dad put it, think about what you did that caused you to be grounded. Kyle knew what he had done. He'd broken a window, but hey, I also beat my big brothers. All right, what time is it? I'm going to stop there. I so want to take off this mask. I'm dying.
I am so hot right now.
Is it that hot outside, or is it just stuffy in here?
It is hot outside.
It is hot outside?
No, it's only if you run around or something. Yeah.
Why is it so hot in here? I am going to check what the temperature is. Yes. Well, it's 69. This is what we're going to do.